Hey guys, Usurping here. So, I'm going to be trying out the Dead by Daylight dating sim, Hooked on You. I still can't believe this exists. I'm glad it exists. I just cannot believe it does. I have made absolutely no decisions as to what I'm going to be doing, so we will find out as we go along. We'll go with Ryu. There we go. Wake up on the beach, soaking wet, salt water stinging inside your throat as if you'd nearly drowned. Water falls from your mouth as you open it to gasp for air. You have no memory of how you got here. In fact, you can only remember your own name, but not where you came from or a single fact about your life. What you do know is that despite the outrageous beauty of the landscape around you, you feel incredibly sick to your stomach. Wow, we're going down the wrong pipe, huh? You need a minute, or can I go on? Because I can give you a minute. We've got plenty of time. Endless time, really. An eternity, if you catch my drift. I'm sorry, is the ocean talking to me? Well, not now, ocean. Sorry, Ryu, may I continue? Please go on. Okay, then, as I was... as I was saying... You look down at your feet, ankle deep in the crystal blue water of a newly arrived wave. As the water recedes back into the ocean, it reveals a grotesque discovery. A decomposing face stares up at you from beneath the sand. All you can do is vomit a stream of dark bile, bugs, worms, and other ick. Questions race through your mind. Where are you? How did you get here? Who's behind this incredibly charming and well-spoken voice in your head? However, answers don't come easy. Your mind is completely blank. What will you do? Oh, I'm doing the dig up that face. You brush the sand away from the half-buried human head embedded in the ground before you. There's no body, just his head. As you pick it up, flakes of skin fall to the ground. The jaw falls open, revealing a gold coin sitting on the rotting tongue of this poor dead soul. Your hand's dirty, I see. I like that. You're take charge type. You examine the gold coin briefly, happily distracted from what has otherwise been an extremely confusing morning. Sun beats down on you, drying your clothes. You check your pockets, but they're empty. Plenty of room for a gold coin, you suppose, and so you deposit it. Well, that's a nice coin you've got there. What if you were to spend it right now? No thanks. Look, I'm well level with you here. That coin you found, it's mine. I dropped it yesterday. I've been looking all over for it. Dropped it into a dead person's mouth. You just give it back. No. Just be that way then. You doesn't have a chance to linger any longer in your current situation as you feel something soft bump into your foot. Here it is. You look down and you find a volleyball sitting in the sand there next to you. Stare down frozen. A voice calls out from behind you. Little help, please? Ooh, the Huntress. Turn around, and when you see what's waiting for you, your jaw just about hits the ground. Wraith. Spirit. Trapper, which I almost called Daddy, due to a running joke with who I play with. 4 gorgeous monsters stand, well, not exactly a joke, but you get what I mean. 4 gorgeous monsters stand halfway between you and a well-attended volleyball court. Each of them oozes with undead energy, a magical aura reaching out and penetrating you via your eyes. Your heart begins to race. Curiosity, fear, desire. You can't help but stare at these casually dressed, let's call them killers. I don't know, not to be judgmental, but that's just the energy they put out there. So many competing feelings rush through your mind at once that you're completely paralyzed. Hello? There are weird days, and then there's this. All you can do is look down at the ball and back up at this monstrous lineup of, well, literal monsters. Sexy-ass monsters, though. I mean, technically Hunters and Trapper are a bit debatable. They're killers, not necessarily monsters. What do? Toss it back. Bend down and grab the ball. It's warm from sitting in the sand on this beautiful day. Give the ball a toss. It arcs beautifully through the air and lands right in Huntress' hands. Not bad, stranger. Huntress' muscles ripple as she grips it in her hand. You look her up and down and consider what it might be like to be held tightly in those strong arms. Warm perhaps, maybe a little sweaty, but that's okay, it's natural. Try hard much? Blech. Speaking directly to you, but you still can't bring yourself to reply. You're entranced. When you snap out of it, you realize that everyone's gone back to the volleyball court. Alone again, you look across the beach at these strange residents who casually bat a volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion onto their private beach. Should you be frightened, worried, excited? I did refer to them as killers, not to give too much away. At the same time, damn, they are looking very appealing in their own way, and nobody so much as lifted a blood-soaked finger in your direction. Don't be scared, Ryu. You were made for this. Oh, geez, the spooky ocean voice says not to be scared. I'm sure it's all going to work out. With no good reason not to, you decide to head over and see what happens next. Seems like you've derailed the volleyball game just by showing up. Derailed the game just by showing up, nitwit. Okay, God, it's gotta be one of these games. And I guess you're also a nitwit. Look, it's best to just go with what Trapper says when he says it. That's a policy I hold for pretty much anyone who always seems to have fresh blood on their hands. And don't worry about it, it's all just a game. Existence, that is. Besides, you seem a lot more interesting than the silly game. What's your deal? What brings you here? You're here to do more than just drive for my total domination? That was Wraith. That sign means he was done with the game too. Either that, or he saw a butterfly or something. Okay, I don't care why the slack-jawed moron is here. I just want to know, can I kill them or not? You know you can't. At least not yet. Oh yeah, not yet. I saw the axe. Okay. Hey Ryu, you might want to, say something. Actually, never mind. There'll be plenty of time for that soon enough. Right now, this group has some questions for you. But be warned, answer quickly and answer well. Oh, is there actually going to be a time limit? There's a time quiz that will be very important later. Very important. Or not important anyway whatsoever. Probably that one. I can't remember. I'm going to go with the important one. How attractive would you say you are? Average. Just another face in the crowd, another normal, meaningless life in an endless cycle. I think you're quite cute myself, like a chipmunk or a grizzly bear. Could it have any superpower, what would it be? Invisibility. Same, although sometimes I think I already am. What was your best subject in school? Despite the fact that I very rarely did it, well, math. Probably math. I had a bad habit of ignoring homework. Or more accurately, forgetting I had the homework. It's the only thing that makes sense when you think about it. What's your favorite animal? Out of these, a cat. What? Why is everyone looking at me? Think just because I'm the typical cute goth girl I have some specific love for all things cats, and more specifically black cats? Well, I do, but you can all go to hell anyway. What's your favorite color? Look, I'm going to go with blood red, at least. Some call it the color of love, but love is just another word for pain. What's your dream job? not working. We do what we really want. Why work at all? Still have courage to break free from society's expectations to climb the ladder. Only she could spin laziness into some kind of grand crusade. These damn millennials. Best flavor of ice cream. So I wasn't expecting the millennials thing. Chocolate. Favorite flavor is pain. Also, horseflesh. Behavior, bring back Maurice. Same here. Mine's vanilla, swirl with pain. I think mint chip is the greatest flavor I ever conceived myself, but enough about ice cream, am I right? Hold on a second, this reminds me. I am right, always. It's a lesson you should learn before we go too much further. Do I say if you want to survive, pick mint chip. Literally not an option. We're teaching lessons now, narrator. You rascal. Kill or be killed is the rule on this island, even for faceless voices. Tell me what's the best flavor of ice cream. You know what? Just to mess with you. Best flavor is horseflesh. You got a reading comprehension problem? I just told you mint chip was where it's at. Almost buy yourself a game over there, buddy. That's right. I can end your life whenever I want to. I'm in control, so don't you forget it. If I say you like mint chip, you like mint chip, and I'll try it again. Vanilla. Look, I'm going to keep screwing with him. Alright, I had to pick mint chip. I get it. Best flavor is mint chip. So obedient. You're going to do just fine. Anywho, now that they know so much about you, I'm sure the group wants you to start getting to know them. I'm Trapper. I pretty much run things around here. I'm the smartest, richest, strongest person on this whole island. Don't like losers. You want to know what a loser is? Say hello to Wraith. Hi, I'm Wraith. I'm nothing like everyone else. I like nice people and love big dumb idiots. Hey, what's up? I'm Spirit. I don't like most things. I don't really hate most things either. It's not worth my time, but the things I do hate, I really hate, you know? Yes, I've been on the receiving end. Based on my personal observations, life is nothing but suffering. Society is a carefully calculated lie to keep everyone subservient to those in power. It's better to choose to just not take part. Jeez, it's like she was downright murdered by society. She hates it so much. I don't even have to say anything on this one, because we know basically anything about the lore. No, wait, I'm remembering Spirit's story now, and that's almost exactly what happened. And there you go. Hey, I'm Huntress. Don't let these bummers get... don't let these bummers get you down. There's lots of fun to be had on this island, along with lots of love. Yeah, there is, if you know what I mean. Grow up. Grow a body. I've explained this 1,000 times. I'm dead, but I'm not a little ghost. I just create a trail of fog. I'm not made of it. Whatever, fog body. That's not nice. He's not nice. You'll love it. Only sometimes. You really? That's disgusting. That's why she likes it. Don't speak for me, I also hate it. Stop speaking entirely, actually. First time ever, I agree with Wraith. Let's move on, otherwise we'll do this all day. Besides, if I know this crew, and I do, they'll want to show off soon enough. Done playing, let's do something else instead. Wow, for once I actually agree with the meathead. So we go to my yacht. It's the massive boat dock nearby. Give everyone a taste of true luxury and power. Wraith rolls his eyes. Don't mind him, he just hates fun and happiness. No, I hate the endless, desperate, soul-crushing pursuit of wealth, the way it's flaunted needlessly, and the cruelty of engineers. What about hanging out by the pool? Or the word calming? Simple, beautiful. Hey, what about our volleyball game? I mean, we can exercise and have some fun as a group. Are you all serious? There's a perfect good lounge to chill out right here. I'm tired. Besides, I hate being in the sun. Where do you want to go? Pool. Which I assume is this one. I'll be down for a dip in the pool. Oh, the pool? You actually want to go to the pool? Well, I mean, sure, why not? Good ideas? What's wrong with my ideas? Pool is great, everyone knows that. All over the world, if people agree on one thing, it's that pools are great. Look, we've got a whole ocean right here, and they still put a pool in a pool because pools are just, you know, great. It's a real special treat. You thought it was bad when you stayed quiet. Hold on. For just one moment. Dwight and Claudette, okay. This is Dwight and Claudette are activities coordinators. Also the cooks, waiters, bartenders, janitors, and every other job. They're the only help remaining on the island. This place we call Murderer's Island. Huge dramatic musical flourish. None of the others survived. Survived the interview process, I mean. Hence why we shall heretofore refer to them as survivors with a capital S. These two have worked here a long time, so very long, I don't actually know how long it's been. Sorry, anyway, I should probably let Dwight and Claudette do their mandated jobs. Sure look happy, but they're vibrating with nervous energy that is starting to give me the creeps. We'll now escort the group to the venue of your choosing. However, in the future, we recommend waiting for us to present you with your options whenever possible, and don't just run off to various activities unsupervised. Don't have much autonomy around here. The least you can do is allow us to do our job. The most you could do is help us get off this island. Dwight! Yes, pardon me, please follow us. Hey, narrator? Yes, something I can help you with? Those two, Claudette and Dwight, did they just start to mention something about wanting to escape? Is escape an option? Should I be trying to escape? Escape them? Oh, no, I think you're mistaken. Seemed like Dwight was asking for help to get off this island, though. Alright, that. Yes, that's true he was, but he just meant that he wants to get to the other vacation island getaway. A couple miles south of here, it has a much fancier accommodation than this island. It's one of those big corporate outfits, quite exclusive, where all the famous celebrities hang out. Very luxurious. Doesn't quite have the charm that this island has, though. Trust me, you wouldn't want to go there. With all that money comes a lot of restrictions. This is where you belong. Now, off you go. It's time for an activity. On this island, your decisions matter, mostly, when I agree with them. Not like that other island. So what'll it be? Again, I'm going to the pool. Wraith moves ahead to the pool at a pace that could almost be considered jaunty. If a creature so lanky they appeared to be made entirely of elbows and ankles could jaunt. What's going on with Wraith's face? Is that a smile? Is that what a smile looks like when he does it? What can I say? Being enveloped by water is comforting. It's quiet, it's ominous, and you know... Wraith looks back over each shoulder to make sure no one besides you is within earshot. The fire can't get me. Right. Super normal stuff here as usual. Oh, great, it's Claudette and Dwight. What do these two want? Since everyone's at the pool, we figured we'd bring over some of our most popular pool accessories. For you, which of these is particularly interesting to you? Noodles. Definitely the noodles. Take a foam pool noodle, please. Ah, foam pool noodles. He doesn't love combining wetness and blinding pain. All the fun of a whip with the bonus smell of industrial solvent. Trevor grips a pool noodle in his hand, tightly wringing its would-be noodle neck until a cute little squeak sounds. My favorite. Maybe you're not as dumb as you look. Talk with each other, trying to give each other welts. How fun for you. Wait a minute. The wound in your leg just got warm. Trapper, did you just pee in the pool? It's important to establish dominance when you enter a new place. God damn it. I knew this was going to be stupid, but still. Oh, you're giving me this option? I'm taking this option. When in Rome. Use all of your muscles, attention leaks right out of your body. Hey guys, has anyone seen my... And there goes Wraith. I guess not everyone's ended up peeing in the pool. Weird. For waking nightmare, you could almost believe that you're starting to relax a bit and forget about how much you can't remember. Since the sun's very rays have a calming effect on you, your body tranquilized by the soft light from overhead, coupled with the cool breeze rolling in from the sea. You're not alone. You're recharged by the gentle warmth of the ocean's caress. It was a little too warm, that might have been my fault. Also, this is a pool, not the ocean. Okay, everyone, just let him finish. Thanks, Ryu. I know this probably doesn't seem like me, but I want to play a game of Marco Polo. Yes, I love games. I'll go first. Someone blindfolded me. I'm just going to point out the Wraith can turn invisible. Of course, the Trapper has blindfold ready to go. It's as if he had it in his hands before he even spoke. Did he just wink? Did you just bite your lip? Good thing you're getting reined in, because it sure seemed like you were about to act up. Minigames consist of 2 parts. On top, a pointer which rotates in a clockwise direction. On the bottom, a target you're going to be pointing at. Sometimes the target is immediately visible, sometimes it's hidden until the pointer arrives. Press spacebar. Got it. Okay, got it. Press spacebar, stop the pointer while over the target to win. Fill in on the target and you'll lose. To achieve a perfect success, land on the start of the target area, not the end. Okay, ready to play? Or would you like me to repeat that? I got it. It works like literally everything else in Dead by Daylight. I get it. Ready. Away we go. It's time to feel around. Go get him, Tiger. Whoa. Perfect. Oof, that's a miss. Miss completely. Not bad. Perfect. Oh, geez. Not bad. This is pretty good, Ryu. No, it wasn't. Don't lie. I was not expecting to get an achievement. Just ignore him. You've just been thrown into a very weird situation, and you held your own. I respect that. It was a good game. I say we celebrate. By throwing this waiter whose name I forgot into the pool. Defend Dwight. I'll get off, Trapper. You're no fun. Thank you, Ryu. I won't forget this. Well, I mean, I might. Every time I think too deeply, I seem to forget every specific detail in my life beyond the basis of who I am as a person. It's still cool if you stick up for me. No expert, even though as an omnipotent narrator I probably should be, but I think that means it's time for the next activity. The next activity is mealtime? How quaint. Expecting what? Capture the flag? You know how complicated it is to run a game like that? Much more so than sitting and talking. Arrive at the cookout area to find an assortment of picnic tables scattered around. We're expecting some kind of grand hall with a huge banquet table. This ain't some prestigious fantasy epic like you'd find on cable. Dwight and Claudette usher you to your seat, but there's very limited seating directly around you. And oh great, terrific. It seems that everyone wants to sit next to you. Even better is that they don't want to sit next to certain other people either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trapper. Meanwhile, who refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster? Is Trickster even here? That answers that. Oh yeah, Trickster is here. Surprised? Yeah, well, they don't call him Expectster. I'm sorry, even I get nervous around crowds of killers, and my whole shtick gets a little flustered. Hey there, you're looking good, Ryu. Real good. And we literally can't let the Hunters and Trappers sit together. No, seriously, their arms are too big, they can't fit at the table if they sit side by side. Look at this, we can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time. You probably think it was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. Let be a lesson to you. Every error you think you see is a choice. Got that? Okay, Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit on one side, the rest of them will sit opposite you. Hunters and Trapper can sit at the ends with their enormous sexy arms. Now everyone is seated, we can begin dinner. Tonight's meal is prepared slowly and carefully with both love and hate for 12 hours over a spit. We hope you'll enjoy, and we really, really hope you do. You didn't actually tell us what you're serving. What are we eating? It's meat. Seasoned with a specific number of herbs and spices that we simply can't divulge. My favorite. Meat is good. Meat is murder. Which you know, considering what you've been up to. Who are you to get judgy now? I'm just sharing facts, and you need to murder something to eat meat, so that's like technically true. Technically true is the best kind of true. Okay, enough yapping, let's eat. Here, you think what I'm thinking? Probably not. It's gonna be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps. Okay, maybe we're saying the same thing then. I haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button-down prints, you know. Look, when you look closely at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be scraps of fabric sandwiched between some layers of meat. There might be 6, or anything else to eat? This took 12 hours. We do literally everything on this island. There's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving up this delectable meal. Well, he's ready for a change because I am with my broadaxe. It's the perfect tool for easily chopping anything in twain. First, who says twain? Sometimes I swear it's like we're all from completely different historical eras. You are. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, and clean. At least it's clean when the meat is cooked, no blood. You doing your ridiculous bi-swept swing contest enough. Grow up. Obviously, my gorgeous katana is the only option. Obs. The hell it is. And I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you'd like. Please stop. Please. I hate when we fight, or talk, or even when we look at each other in the eye. I can do it. I have the skull of Azarov. Great. Instead of slicing up, you can club it to a second death. For you, I know this isn't what you want to eat, but hurry up and volunteer to carve up Felix. Of course it's one of the survivors. Okay. I mean dinner. Otherwise, this will go on for hours. No hyperbole. They once argued over who had the most effective weapons for 72 hours straight. It doesn't matter which one does it. When they're done, they will take even longer to clean their weapon, all while explaining the value of maintaining your tools. Despite being a bunch of cold-blooded killers, for some reason they're always terrified of tetanus. Hey, why don't you just let me carve up dinner? Splendid idea. We'd hate for it to get cold. He hated when it got cold. Here's a machete, freshly sharpened. The game sets of two parts. On top, pointer which rotates clockwise direction, and okay, yeah. So it's going to be the same every time. Got it. I got it. Whoa, that was bad. Perfect. Oh, decent. Okay. Not bad. That's pretty good. I like to see what you could do with a less clumsy weapon. Yeah, I said it. Machetes are dumb. Dinner is finally served. For real. The sounds, especially coming from the masked killers while they eat, which involves lifting their masks and shoving food up behind them, are nasty. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to really be embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell. I mean, come on, we're still trying to be mysterious here. You think mystery comes easy? Claudette and Dwight aren't the only ones who've been working their asses off to make this night perfect. Well, at least they're lifting their masks. This is only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they just tried to mash stuff through there. Spirit, why aren't you hungry? Two best things about being dead is not having to eat. I'm sorry, two? That's only one thing. About Ryu, number two is... Oh, you know what? Fair. No number two. One less thing to think about in the afterlife. If I want to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow. I've noticed, but I'm mostly just a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in spectral form. See how deep this cut of my abdomen is? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore. Between the food and the behavior of the group, this might be the worst meal in history. Even worse, they're staring at you. You're not eating, they don't like that. They want an explanation why. What do you want to tell them? Look at that seagull. You ever see a seagull that big? I haven't. That's incredible. Anyway, what were we talking about? Lame misdirect. Yeah, she's right, Ryu. Please, lame. I know who you are. Never compromise. You wash up on this island with no memory of who you are and how you got here? Yes, you did, poor thing. You have no idea the last time you ate a real meal, and you've been staying in the sun. It's a seagull. Oh, he just made a lot of good points. I swear. You're beginning to feel lightheaded. It waved at me. You need to eat to survive here. Or that, or someone poisoned you. No, wait, you haven't eaten, so you can't be poisoned. Whatever the answer, you're clearly about to pass out. Oh, hey, it's me again. Friend, mentor, and guide. Narrator to the narrator, the ocean. I'm not sure how I feel about that characterization, but I'll allow it. I'm trying to figure out which one's the entity. Because one of them's the entity. I brought you here, and I might be the only one who can help you now. Okay, the ocean is probably the entity. Or the entity equivalent. So one thing you must do to survive, you gotta figure out why you're really here. No one can tell you, not unless you follow the right path, or at least a right path. too many of those to count. Hopefully you pick at least one of them. Because there are even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise, others lead to something even worse. Starting scenes over and having to fast forward back to where you were, am I right? This place holds many secrets, even from itself. But the one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Why are you here? Answer that and you'll learn the truth. The ultimate truth. Vague and mysterious, I gotta give up to this ocean character. That's some quality early game storytelling. Well, I'm back. One more piece of advice. You made many choices by now. Some I liked, some I did not. It's in your best interest to make more choices I like. Whatever. Wake up to find Wraith holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cool water into your mouth. You're finally alone. Wraith looks at you eagerly. I don't care if the seal actually waved at you, but I understand the feeling of looking at you from so far away and wanting to reach out. Did it wave at you? Swear it. Wraith nods the nod of someone who's just realized that Ryu was a liar. He's disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in you, and you know deep down you're disappointed in you also, more so than usual. A boy looks like he's about to monologue. Now you've done it. How do I say this? It's just, honesty is important to me. I've been burned too many times. God damn it. What, take a guess at what his backstory is? Something about the word burned makes Wraith look away. Far away, eyes bring with tears and yet at the same time dead. I understand. Wraith looks back at you with those sad eyes, wanting so badly to believe you. He looks down at the ground. It's very important to tell you it's something very special to me. It's not something I tell everyone, but you know how important honesty is to me. I can't expect that from you if I'm not honest in return. Oh great, I bet he's got crabs. God damn it. It's about my special bell. Yeah, I know about your annoying bell. What? We call you Bing Bong for a reason. Belonged to my father. He gave it to me before he mother, well, they had to go away. If I was ever in danger, I was supposed to ring this bell. It didn't really work, but it's all I have left my family with me. Now, Wraith, thank you for telling me. Here, hold it. Oh, Wraith just gave you his bell? Sound the alarms. What are you going to do with this thing? Actually, I'm unsure as to what the right choice is here. Hold the bell delicately. Press the bell, running your fingers over its rusty. Is that dried blood? Why are you touching this thing? Thank you for sharing this important part of yourself. Putting the bell back, Wraith is looking out wistfully at the ocean. The ocean is beautiful. It's not real. None of this is. Wraith looks at you more intensely than ever. If you're ready to hear the truth. Just as things are really heating up, you hear a flurry of footsteps behind you, and you quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever new danger has popped up on the strange island. Only to find that Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboards in hand, which are waving in the air above their heads. It's very important that we stick to the itinerary. Attend each event as scheduled. Playing sick for points was not part of this evening's activities. That's strictly slotted in for after campfire story time. This rate will be late. Playing sick? No, no time for excuses. Well, there is, but that's scheduled for after what comes after the flirting. Go, 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 go. Once everyone's gathered at the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement. I'm not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, we're not going to say who, so don't worry, has been sticking to the schedule. It means that we're behind on time for evening activities. We only have time for one person to share their special spooky nighttime story. It's one story, but story times is my favorite activity. It's a narrative-heavy experience. Telling us that only one person gets to share, how will we decide who? Oh great, we have to decide as a group? That never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now. I swear I won't be angry, I'll move chop your head clean off. No fuss, no muss. Voice trembling, you realize that this is probably it for you, but you embrace your fate. So, sorry everyone, I think they're talking about me. To be honest, I still understand how this whole schedule thing works. I guess I lost track of time while I was passed out. Been there before, even though it's taking some pressure off of me, which is absolute dream come true. It's really fair to pick on the newbie. Seriously, has anything here ever happened on schedule even once? Damn it, Dolph, if you try to flex that authority gimmick one more time, so help me, I'll snap your head off so quick and then I'll drown you in his blood. Cynthia, fuss and muss are back on. You two know I love to hack, slash, and slice. We all know you love to kill, it's almost all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. I was not expecting their actual character names to be mentioned at all. I announced my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me nobody. We still gotta start story time, so... Who do you think should go? Ah, damn it, that's the name. Please pick somebody quickly so this tropical vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. Huntress. Oh, whoa. This entire experience is being carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit. Let's be careful with the catchphrases, will ya? Oh, it was Let's Go Huntress, so got it. Okay. Hunter steps up to tell her story. The campfire flickers in her faraway eyes. There's a village outside the deep and ominous red wood. No child dared step foot past the threshold of thick trees and brush that separated safety from the unknown. Grown men that ventured in often would never return, and sound that echoed out into the village were something inhuman. The woman of the town told a story to the young children, hoping that would be enough to dissuade them from curious exploration beyond the boundaries of the village. They told of a creature that lurks in the wood, half woman, half beast, singing like a siren. Haunting, beautiful, her voice the last relic of her humanity. It lulls all who hear her into her domain, and not precautious child, your fierce soldier can escape once you're in her clutches. Obviously, this is just Huntress's backstory. Those who have seen her say she wears a mask of hair stained with the blood of so many poor souls. The hatchet she wields has been brought down brutally on the skull of many an unsuspecting hunter. Nightmare doesn't end there. For what's a hungry beast to do in the frigid winters with nothing but hunter meat to live off of? It's said that the Huntress, as the villagers called her, couldn't bring herself to kill the young girls she came across in the forest. Instead, they suffer an even worse fate. Longing for a child of her own, she'd bring them back to her secluded cabin to keep them safe. She'd wrap a tight cord of rope around their necks and affix them to the wall. That way, they'd be warm. That way, they'd be out of harm's way. The Huntress would even bring the girls presents, toys she'd pilfered from other bodies, masks she'd fashioned out of things from the cottage, and little dolls made of glass twigs. These toys did nothing to quell the children's fear. Within days, the girls would waste away from starvation and dehydration. For all her good intentions, the Huntress had never learned how to care for a human child. See a tear creep down from underneath Huntress's mask. Suddenly the most beautiful singing voice you've ever heard fills the air. Sleep, my darling tiny one, tucked within your bed so tight, else the old grey wolf will come and grab you by your side. I'm not singing it right now. My voice already hurts from reading. I wouldn't have sung it well anyway, but I would normally sing. There's a brief moment of silence, and you feel the need to contribute to this stirring moment. Join singing. Snatch you up between his teeth if on the bed's edge you sleep, and drag you to the forest deep beneath the quaking tree. I just can't believe you know the song. You share an intimate glance across the campfire. So close your eyes and fall asleep. Count the little woolly sheep. Tuck so tightly you must keep, or he will come for you. The song ends, and you're both met with silence around the campfire. I love that song. Bayushka, the old Soviet lullaby, right? This is a song my mother used to sing to me before bed every night. But now I must go. The memory's there so much. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit so that they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. True moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all of seconds because Trickster shows up and he's blaring his latest song. Hey baby, you look lonely. Mind if I join you? He doesn't wait for an answer. They've been hearing from these guppies all day, but I want you to hear something from a big fish like me. Something special those in charge of this island don't want you to hear. I'm the ultimate catch on this island, the only lobster in an ocean of sardines. No one can give you what I can. Just have to find me. Come find me, baby. Trickster leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of his cryptic clues, but you aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Huntress approaches you. Of course you like my story. Who wouldn't? Had everything. Cute kids, dead men, a huntress. I bet that all stories are better with the sound of burning fire filling the air around you. All the smoke, however, I could do without. I'd rather eat barbecue than smell like it. Let's rinse off all that campfire with a dip in the hot tub, shall we? To be in hot tubs with the Huntress, you've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow her and offer like that. Just don't forget our little talk. You and your storyteller friends slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages to jump from the ocean to the pool, you're also pretty sure your killer companion could handle it. Before you run off, I want to make something clear. You know that half woman, half beast I was talking about in my story? That's me. I'm her. Trust me, I know. I got that. Figured out pretty quickly, actually. Oh, well, just want you to know in case you thought, you see, I was doing a thing where I tell a story in third person, but turns out the story is about me. Her eyes leer at you from behind her mask. She's had her time in the spotlight and is playing coy now. Chuckle awkwardly. Why are you laughing? I can't but giggle when I'm both about to die and also maybe falling in love. With how awkward this intimidating woman seems right now, it's actually pretty endearing. Notice the temperature has dropped significantly despite your steamy company. So chilly and your bare shorts must be freezing. Let's head back to the fire and put me to bed, eh? We hate to intrude on whatever smooth moves were about to unveil themselves. But it's time for bed. Usually nighttime is when I do my best hunting. After a day like today, even I'm pretty tuckered out. Will I see you tomorrow, Ryu? Only if I don't see you first. Make a cute little bow hunting. Yeah, it's gotta be bow hunting. Make a cute little bow hunting motion. Huntress catches the imaginary arrow you shoot in her teeth, and then bites down hard, snapping in half. At least you think that's what she's doing? It's kind of hard to tell. Good night, my little snack. I'm sure it wasn't a reference to actually eating you. I'm sure it was. You head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on this chilly night. Looking into the crackling embers, you think about Hunter's story of the half-human beast that abducted all those innocent children in an attempt to save them that led to their doom. Are you a mistaken prisoner here on this island? Is this your salvation or will be your demise? Before you dwell too much on your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive. Their now familiar creepy smiles stretching from ear to ear. It's a bit menacing to see a smile like that lit by firelight. You must apologize for the accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest, but we're going to make you comfortable or die trying. Hand over a pillow and blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps some music will put you at ease? Let's try to keep the volume to a minimum. Our other guests aren't the types you'll want to rob of their beauty sleep. I get how the minigames work. You don't have to do this every time. This year upcoming minigame is a special minigame, perfect for the less coordinated because there is no winning or losing. Not technically. Wherever the pointer stops, that's your result. Suppose if it doesn't stop where you want it to, that's a bit like losing, but no one has to know if you don't tell them. Okay, ready to play, or would you like me to repeat that? Ready. Okay, that one actually did need some explanation. Away we go. So you relax, you look at the fire, the radio begins to fuzz and flicker. You examine it and decide that you might adjust the dial and fix it. Got it. Let's see what's on this station. Listen more? I'm just curious. More. Here we go. We're good. Or how many things you listen to, you still can't sleep. You decide to ask one of the killers to spend a little more time with you until you're sleepier. Would you like to summon to your side to lay by the fire? Let's go with the Wraith. Wraith, are you around? I was wondering if I could get a little company. I can't really sleep. Happens to me a lot. Okay, don't laugh. Promise? I promise. I guess my secret to falling asleep is listening to the sounds of bells or chimes. Think of it as a white noise to drown out anything you might be hearing that's keeping you up. Like what, Wraith? Like those distant screams we can all hear coming from beyond the mountain? If that's a bit morbid, I guess you could hold on to this chess piece of mine. It's a knight. They're brave like I wish I were, and the horsey is cute. A bit surprised that that's not Maurice. You finally start to feel sleepy, except maybe this isn't really a sleepy feeling, maybe you're paralyzed. You try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. Darkness overtakes you. The dark voice from earlier speaks to you again. It shouldn't still be as spooky. By now you've had a whole day of strange voice in your head, but this one is still undeniably odd. Look, I'm not saying that my feelings are hurt because you chose to swim in some pathetic little teacup when you could have swam in the vessels of entire me, I guess. Just saying that you've made a foolish decision, I won't forget it. My feelings aren't hurt, I just lost some respect for you, that's all. Okay, I get it, you're mad about the pool. Wake suddenly to see someone looming over you. Trapper's sitting beside you, sketching a portrait. Oh, you're awake. So you're the Wraith right before bedtime. You should know they're not what they seem. Not like me, who's obviously completely honest and trustworthy. Without checking to make sure you weren't sleeping near one of my... Actually, never mind, just be careful where you sit. God, you put traps down. So I'm here, I'd like to share two things with you. One, I did not take rejection well. Two, the first thing is very important to remember. Are you drawing me? Trapper doesn't answer. You aren't drawing stink lines radiating out from me, are you? Still nothing from Trapper. I'm not an easy guy to get along with, but I am an easy guy to spend time with. That makes sense if you choose to spend time with me tomorrow. Or just come with rats. There would no good time if I bit them on the ass. I mean that literally. Point is, if you select me, you're in for a day of luxury, extravagance, fun. Yes, I said fun. If I don't pick you, or what I said earlier, it might be the last thing you ever forget. Hey, you look tired. Get some sleep. Maybe even sleep well if you can. Just try not to roll over to the about 15 feet to your left. If I'm alone for real this time, maybe. Drift off to sleep again. Hopefully you're not poisoned. You're saying, where are we? This isn't... Oh, geez, it is. It's one of those reality show confessional rooms where all the contestants talk directly to the camera. I think today really went well. These were some of my first interactions with someone who isn't a parent that didn't end bloodshed or untimely perishing in my Russian cottage. This began today as a win no matter what happens. What do I think of the newcomer? Do I have to say... Oh, I do? Okay. Attractive, mysterious. I really don't know that many other words since I was raised by my mom in the woods until she was skewered by an elk and I had to wash her entrails off my seraphim. I have no clue how to pronounce that. That being said, the other three should make sure to be on their guard. I know who this newcomer will want to spend time with tomorrow, but I, for one, will not let my guard down easily. He knows about the others. Wraith, I think, knows more than he's letting on about this place, but he's hard enough to crack. Meanwhile, Spear's just screaming all the time, Major Buzzkill, and... Trapper, oof. Where do I even begin with Trapper? He's buff, sure, but daddy issues much? Sheesh. Look, I don't need anyone. I've been perfectly fine on my own since my mother died. I eat a fine diet of raw deer, bear, and human. I'm fit as a fiddle. That being said, something about this newcomer makes me think that I might be missing out on some huge part of this thing called life. Look, I'm always full of rage. The key is knowing how to control your rage so you can use it. I'm a master of self-control, and right now I'm using all the self-control I can muster because today was a disaster. Just I didn't love it. That was funny. Laugh. I said laugh, damn it. Anyway, I'm planning to kill this idiot. Don't tell them no, I want to lead them on a little more. Make it that much better for me when they're screaming. Yeah, today was fun. I don't want to get ahead of myself or really invest in something that might hurt me, so I don't know. We'll just see how it goes, or maybe they'll realize I'm not the one for them. They seem pretty smart, so that's probably what'll happen. Gotta learn to go easier on myself. Who will love me if I can't love myself? Have you ever felt absolutely nothing inside? It's fine. She's been unlocked, still alive. You open your eyes, the sun is shining, there's not a cloud in the sky, and you feel great, totally well rested. You're not even suspicious of the fact that you fell asleep by the campfire but woke up several yards down the beach. Wait, are you on vacation? Was yesterday nothing more than a strange dream? No, not a dream. You are here for another day. Why? I have no idea. You're obviously a weirdo. It's Speaking of weirdos, I see the rest of the gang is hanging out on the beach. This is definitely not a dream. I wouldn't rule out a nightmare just yet, though. What do you say make for a sexy bunch, no? And talk about sexy, here comes Trickster carrying coffee. Morning, beautiful. I thought you might like a nice cup of joe to start this incredible day off right. Trickster seems suspiciously cheerful. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious behind his joyful demeanor, though. Who knows musicians are morning people. Also, I wish you luck. Today's an important one. My regrets, I won't be a bigger part of it. Budgeting issues. Also, I'm just swamped with engagements, especially on the other island. Trickster winks at you. If you want to ask him how to reach the other island, now's the time. Never mind, he left. At least he brought you a cup of... No, wait, don't drink that. What the hell was that? Don't call him Trickster because he's good on skateboard. Definitely get that name because he brings people drinks so they can have a good morning. It's almost certainly not coffee, and I don't want anyone casually poisoning, imprisoning, and torturing you. Yet. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise. The type of place you give a 5/5, 10/10, 2 thumbs up review to. Not an eternal prison of pain. I don't believe that for the second. And please make sure to leave a review. It really helps with the algorithms. Just trust me, I'm looking out for you, so can we please move on? Hey, wait a second. How did a possibly omniscient, possibly unreliable narrator physically just knock that coffee out of your hand? It's not Parliament, and the floor does not recognize the ocean to speak out of turn at this moment. You need no recognition, for I'm the ocean. I dominate the land, I submerge those who defy me, and become their watery grave. Actually, speaking of graves, I would like to say something of grave importance. Fine, go ahead. If this place is an eternal prison of pain, and I'm not saying it is, even a place of extreme horror can still receive 5/5, 10/10 thumbs up review if it was crafted with love and or that's the type of thing you're into. The ocean is right, a lot of hard work goes into a place like this. You should really judge on the artist's intent, and whenever possible, start from the mindset of giving them the benefit of the doubt. Constructing these elaborate simulations, vacations, is not easy to do. Sometimes there are some small bugs or inconsistencies, but that's just the nature of the process. Perfection is overrated. The universe is filled with mysteries. How to celebrate those who venture to bare their souls as part of a creative process with the ultimate intent of making things for our enjoyment, not be overly critical of them. Are you trying to sell me on the place actually being good? To say it like that, especially after I saved you from that poorly made cup of coffee. Sorry we should have been here 5 minutes ago. They always do this on the second morning. Sad, really. Maybe they do make some great points. Oh, sure, they make great points, I agree. Can we please move on? Yes, of course, apologies, Ryu. The last few minutes aside, have you been enjoying your time here on the island? Yes, I'm not suspicious there's no option. An encouraging response. We're so glad you're not suspicious. Hey, Claudette, maybe Ryu's suspicious because they figured out what they're actually doing here? Zero chance they're still clicking, even right now. Now to see how you respond. Look at that, yeah. They don't know anything. Doesn't matter though, Ryu. We're so happy to hear you're having fun. I didn't say I was having fun. We're all having fun, Ryu. Do you hear us? We're all having fun. We do need to ask you one more question though. We all had to sign away our right to say anything negative about this place. Will you please sign this non-disparagement agreement? No. No, not say anything negative about this island. You have my word that I, Ryu, agree with the terms of this verbal contract. God damn it! Perfect. Delightful. Excellent. Yes, yes. Hey, Ryu, it's still totally cool if you have constructive feedback. This place to leave that is in a positive review, because we all know that nobody reads negative reviews of games or resorts like this. Anyway, I see Dwight and Claudette have gone into a trance, and with the grumbling I hear from your belly, that can mean only one thing. Breakfast. Who is it this time? For timing, everyone rolls to the dining area to lard up those sexy little bellies with pancakes and bacon and... So much for maintaining these beach bods. We're all half naked in a tropical paradise. Can we get some strawberries here? A yogurt? Magic powers will only get you so far. Even killers watch their sodium intake. Take your plate and sit down, thinking about yesterday and the world and the feelings you experienced. Danger, dread, disorientation. It was like going through puberty again, except all in one day on a beautiful and mysterious island. You're not the only one doing some introspection, though. Trapper stands up to talk about how his day went, in case anyone was wondering. Personally, I wasn't. Can't imagine you could make me any angrier today than you did yesterday, but I really hope you do. I really, really hope you do. Unrelated? Anyone see where I left my cleaver? Just kidding. I always know where my cleaver is. That's bizarre. Back to your back. Nope. Hydra steps up to talk about her feelings. At this point, anything could happen. I'm into all the possibilities the strange island has in store. How open-minded. Well, that surely must be it. No one else would weirdly stand up during breakfast too. Just like that, here comes Spirit. Because especially well rested this morning, it's not because I slept well. As you know, I'm much too dedicated to finding revenge to ever sleep again. Because you all really left me alone yesterday to be my best, not constantly annoying self, and I thank you for that. If you don't mind, I'm going to go back to quietly resenting being trapped here with you all while looking cute while doing so. Guessing Wraith has had enough time to work up the courage to speak in front of a group. Perfect, there he is. Take us home, Wraith. Oh, hey, that was fun yesterday, huh? Yeah, I mean, not like too much fun, that'd be weird, but like a good amount of fun. And now they're all looking expectantly. Wait, are you supposed to stand up and explain how yesterday made you feel? I think I need to process everything by myself. I'll see you all soon. Damn, what a power play. Even wanting more. Getting good at this game. Sexy true-to-life experience. She didn't get to eat any breakfast, but so be it. For breakfast, you head to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. Before you get there, though, something catches your attention. You hear that? Are you addressing me? Oh, yeah, I guess. That is okay, right? You know, I might be pursuing a relationship with one of these 4 killers, but it feels like the person I'm getting to know the most is you, narrator. It's only okay so much as it serves to illustrate that you've lost your mind, seeing how I'm not real at all. Yeah, I heard it this time. I think it's coming from behind the pool shed. No, stick it in there. A little more. Oh, yeah, that's it. How does that feel? Intense. Nice. That feels right. This is uncomfortable. Let me take that and put it right. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Just like that. Exactly like that. So, no idea these two even do whatever this are doing. I'm afraid to look. Please say something so they know you're close and can hear it. I can hear everything. Oh wow, look at this super cool bottle of Trickster brand suntan lotion. Some left on a chair. I want to know where I can buy some. Damn it. Come on, a little privacy, please. Roy's panting Claudette has a crazed look in her eyes. Sorry, I didn't know how else to let you know I was here and I could hear you well, you know. Know what? What do you think we're doing? You're doing, I don't know exactly what you're doing, but it sounded like fun. Like, people trying to find new ways to kill each other as a desperate search and make their own death permanent is fun? Whoops. We get 5 minutes to ourselves every day, and we spend it hoping if we stab each other in just the right spot, we won't get resurrected. I believe the key is finding the exact place we need to bleed out from. I believe that place is in our appendix. Why else would it be there? Makes sense to me. I just think we were me and him doing. Don't have to laugh that hard to get it. My life is a nightmare, and yet somehow it's never worse than right now. Let's go, lover boy. I know all our entry wounds. Our 5 minutes is up anyway. Good luck, Ryu. You're going to need it. Hey, if you figure out how to escape this island, please make sure your ghost tells us how. It's both a tragedy and a comedy. A cragmedy. That doesn't work. Sup, I like it. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah. You're getting in the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yes, there was in short a lot. So far, today has been exhausting too. But dedicated to achieving a true centered sense of calm. No drama, no bullshit, just soaking up sun in a heated pool. Today you're on a date with you. Ooh, I like that. I want to be a date with me. Who'd make the first move? Except from that disturbing thought, always going to plan until a shadow blocks your precious sun. Spiky tipped like a palm tree is bending over to screw with you. But no tree at all, it's... Hey babe. This is weird, huh? Everyone just getting up and announcing how they're feeling? What's that about? Some forced kind of check-in with the group? I don't like it. Fishy, kind of lazy. Whatever though, breakfast is dumb. No one should eat before noon or after 4 p.m. They do intermittent fasting. See my abs, by the way? Maybe you can see them later at my private stage on the other island. You know, IP Island, where all the Hollywood celebs hang out, if you play your cards right. I'll give you a private show. Got you around. His abs are pretty amazing, you gotta give him that. And the blow-up bat? Threatening but adorable. Makes for an interesting silhouette. Genius design. He's a psychopath, just like the rest of them. You don't gotta give him anything. And we're not best friends, just because we had a little talk about doing a little talking. It's not an open invitation you go smashing the fourth wall every 5 seconds. Okay, now that that guy is gone, we've got some ground rules established that we're definitely going to abide by. It's time to lay back, take some deep, slow breaths, and... Nope, another shadow. These people will not leave you alone. Let's see what it is this time. Oh, it's Wraith. That checks out. You two have gotten pretty cozy. Alright, sorry if this is too far, but do you want to get out of here? I know a place that's... It's kind of... I mean, it's got... Well, it's hard to explain. Actually, it's kind of weird. You know, if you want to go somewhere else with someone else, I totally understand, but if you want to see something weird and interesting, let me know, I guess. Been around Wraith long enough to realize that his rambling speech was actually him being incredibly brave and asking you out. Before you can decide if you want to go with him, the Huntress interjects. I just want to give you a chance to head out with me to the cute beach house instead of wherever this guy is going to take you. Probably read you some poetry and force you to learn about Petrov's chest defense. And if you want to learn about some other Russian moves, I got you covered. Does she mean... Talking about Barinya, traditional Russian folk dance. You have your minds in the gutter. If I'm honest, I love it. Tough choice. You weigh your options quickly because you can only go on one date today, and you also don't want to be hacked to pieces for saying the wrong thing. It's always good to remember that these are all cold-blooded killers, but you know what they say. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. I got an achievement, I don't know for what. And then die a horrible, retching, writhing death after drinking it because the lemons were poisoned all along. Sorry, the island's really got me tilted. So who will it be? I'm going with Wraith. Wraith? Yes? I picked you. Sorry, I stopped paying attention and I thought I was hallucinating and now, Really? Yes, really. Cool. Here's my island hangout. This is what I call the Cosmic Dump. I know, it's one of those first draft, going to change it later names, just kind of sticks. Dump is being kind. It's a massive collection of seemingly ancient ruins that simultaneously appear to have been recently abandoned. And a little beat up. There are stone obelisks, strange carvings, ritual tables. Is that a car? It's pretty weird, like a collection of things from different, I don't know, places? Look around in awe, then look at Wraith, expect more of an explanation. There's a very long, very awkward pause. Break the silence. So Hal, what's your... Does he decide to talk, or Wraith also worked up the courage to say something? How adorably awkward. We'll stop talking, wait a second, and start talking again at the same time. It's hard to watch. Next thing you know, you both start nervously laughing at how awkward this is. Wraith finally makes eye contact with you. Everyone seems like an eternity. Wraith finally mentions the entire sentence. So, do you... I mean, what brings you to the island? I have no idea. Honest answer, Wraith lights up, the most excited you've seen him. Me neither. And that's all he's got for you. This guy is a hard nut to crack. Wraith looks at you with his always sad puppy dog eyes, searching for something to say, anything to talk about. He clears his throat. I remember my bell, I showed it to you yesterday. Of course. Wraith pulls it out. The bell, you perv. God damn it, I was just about to say it too. Well, I think it's really nice you picked me to hang out with, and, Wraith gives it to you. The bell, you see the bell. Get your mind out of the gutter, jeez. There you have it. Please take care of it. You know how much it means to me. Promise to take such good care of it. This is the sweetest gift. Wraith smiles, but even when smiling, his eyes seem sad. You smile back, knowing what a gift he's just given you. I mean, it's kind of shitty because you can't really do anything with it, but it means a lot. Not to you, though, to someone else. Still, cool gift. Go searching for something to say, anything to talk about. Your awkward silence, you look around the dumps, finding some kind of ritual table, stained with blood and littered with various bottles. Nearby is what looks like some dangerous potions. What is this ancient cult up to? Looking to shake up this date? Is this a date? Yikes. Anyway, looking to shake it up, you approach the potions and pick up the fanciest one. So what do we do next? Mix the potions. Take the potions, start mixing them. Wraith will probably like a science lesson, right? New mixer starts to smoke as Wraith's eyes go wild. The glass explodes, taking out the other bottles in a domino effect of highly poisonous liquid and tiny sharp shrapnel. Wraith closes his eyes, you run up to him and shield him from the explosion. You certainly know how to make sparks fly. Whoa, Wraith with the double entendre, kinda lame, but I'll take it. Wraith nervously smiles, he's endearingly awkward. So, I guess, tell me about your family? No family? Because we wouldn't remember anything? I have no family because none I can remember. Here's all we have. It's our only real connection to this life. It's where we came from and what we leave behind. So you don't remember yours. Maybe we're all just broken. Wraith frowns and looks away. Well, that got you nowhere. Sexual tension in the air is palpable, or maybe it's just regular tension. Hard to tell with this guy. You look around for anything to distract you. Sure is a beautiful night. We might turn to something a little more hands-on. You lay back and look at the stars. Sure is a beautiful night. Wraith joins you and starts soliloquizing about the constellations. I see well in the dark, so I'm pretty good at picking stars out. How about you? Think you can take me on constellation trivia? Invigorated by this slightly flirtatious challenge, he smirked playfully at Wraith. I've learned a lot laying on my back, looking up the sky, that is. Okay, let's see how many questions you get right. Deal. The constellation roughly translates to sea whale and is located in the region of the sky alongside other water-related constellations. I don't think it's Aquarius. So Cetus? Wraith cocks an eyebrow, perhaps realizing he's underestimated you. You smile proudly. Yes, it is Cetus because that must be where citation comes from, and that's... Okay, got it. Smile proudly. Oh, okay. Okay, maybe you just got lucky. Question second. What do we call the constellations located in the ecliptic, or the path of the sun? It's not the Zodiac. The Zygosites? Wraith claps his hands. Nope, in fact, I just made that word up. This is fun. You'll roll your eyes playfully. Oh, glad one of us is having fun. Last question, question the third. This constellation was first described by Nicolas Louis de Lachelle and roughly translates to pendulum clock. Fornax is a word I recognize. I know it's not a Big Dipper. No, Fornax was described by Lachelle, but it means furnace in Latin. It's my favorite constellation name, though. Mine too, that's why I picked it. Your Wraith clearly sees through you, you still make him smile. Oh, you didn't do so hot constellation trivia. Someone's clearly never considered their place in the universe. That was fun, thank you. I think you're finally warming up race, so you unleash the big guns. You want to play Truth or Dare? Wraith looks mortified, but tries to keep it together. Maybe this is progress. I guess so, but only if I can ask first. Deal. Truth or Dare? Dare. Take Dare, why not? I dare you to tell me, if you're a plant, what kind of plant would you be? Great question. Your smiles, you're such a kiss ass. Let's be honest, cactus. Cactus, a true survivor, prickly on the inside, but warm on the outside. You'd be alone and thrive in any climate. Not the reason I picked it, but sure. Damn, good answer, Ryu. Truth. If you could date anyone else on this island, who would it be? Wraith buries his face in his hands, so embarrassed. What was that? Looks up at you stone-faced. I hate this game. Well, buddy, I get it. This is pretty weird and kind of slapdash, but there's no need for insults. A lot of people were very hard on... Oh, he's talking about the Truth or Dare, not hooked on you. Never mind, as you were. I apologize. Sorry, I get this kind of game isn't your vibe. I shouldn't try to... No. I know you should apologize. No, it's a dumb question. Truth or Dare makes me feel I'm just... Thank you for being patient with me. You try to be more open with people, starting now. Wraith clears his throat. In that way, a lazy writer would make him do if they wanted to signify something important and different was coming up. Let's see if we're right. Get my bell, I want to show you something. You're right, take a drink. It's not a drinking game? Damn, missed opportunity. Look, if I did not have work the next day, this very easily could be a drinking game. Of course I have it. You reach for it, but it's gone. Wraith furrows his brow. I swear I had it, I don't know what could have happened. We could find it for... Claudette and Dwight burst in and interrupt. Seems like they have a very dramatic announcement. We have a very dramatic announcement. See, told you so. But it needs to take place at the beach. You're at the beach, but something feels off. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you feel uneasy and cold. And here's why. Spirit appears as if from nowhere. Hey Ryu, but you didn't expect this hot piece of sass. What, goth girlfriends can't make silly sexy puns from time to time? Dwight and Claudette scram. Yeah, I used these two simpletons to dupe you. You're easy to dupe, maybe because deep down you want to be duped. There's no way Wraith can be keeping you happy. Spirit's usually disaffected nature has given way to some combination of disgusted and desperation. And it's kind of working. Where's a fake? He's not even a real ghost. He only pretends he doesn't want people to care about him. But really, that's all he wants. He wants more than anything. Like, imagine wanting something so cringe. He won't even tell you his theory about this island. What a fake. There be someone real. A real ghost. Someone who really doesn't give a shit. Someone who doesn't even care if you say yes or no to me. It's gonna get me killed, but you're a hypocrite. What a hypocrite. If you really don't care why you go through all this trouble to win me over. Just turn off back to Wraith. As you walk away, Spirit mutters something under her breath. Knowing her, it's almost certainly about revenge. He came back. No one ever comes back. Wraith is shook. Are those tears welling up in his eyes? Can't tell because he looks away. There's a sniffle and he looks back at you beaming. I want to show you something. Follow Wraith to a corner of the ruins that you haven't seen. He brushes aside some dead leaves and branches, revealing a hatch in the ground. Want to do the honors? You open the hatch with some effort and lower yourself into a long tunnel, grabbing onto a rusty ladder and beginning your descent. God, it's the escape hatch. Be careful. You descend into a spooky, dimly lit room. It looks like an ancient ritual chamber with torches, tapestries, engraved skulls, and animal remains. On one end is a set of intricately carved locks and cuff mechanisms on the wall, a torture area. On the other side is a table with potions, books, and maps. Okay, not the escape hatch. Look at the map. Refer one of the larger rolled up piece of canvas, revealing a detailed map of the island. It's all here. Trapper's Cave, Spirit's Lighthouse, Huntress's Cabin. All the common areas, even IP Island up in the corner with little hearts drawn around it. I figured out the layout of this entire island. I need to know what it is I'm trying to escape from. Look at the book. One of the larger leather-bound books, and Wraith walks over, opening a specific page. See incantations, symbols, a drawing of someone chained to the wall. Different language, you can't read except for the words Cult of the Black Veil. Conveniently, those words are in exactly the language you can read. From everything I found, I think these are the ruins of an ancient cult. They seem to be devoted to some type of sentient evil. Again, that would be the entity. I think they used this island, or maybe the person they worship did, and I think they used this ritual site to travel to and from the island. They sacrificed people on this torture wall in order to open some portal out of here. And the wall. Go over the wall and examine the chains and locks. It looks like some kind of torture wall. What happened to people here? Did they keep prisoners? Looks like they were tortured, but from what I've been able to dig up, it was something more ritualistic, serving a larger purpose. I have reason to believe those prisoners weren't alive for long. Think the Cult of Black Veil still around? Are we in danger? I don't know, maybe, but I have a plan, all we need. And right as you're finally about to get some of that sweet, sweet information you've been lusting after, Claudette and Dwight pop in again. This time they swear it's for a good reason. Promise not being manipulated this time, honest. It's time for dinner, you silly gooses. Come get some food. Dwight, for the last time, pour of Goose's keys. Sorry, I keep forgetting. Zappers, I didn't even question it. What a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining, and that's not just remaining anxious sweat from spending an afternoon courting a psycho killer. No, you're really feeling this whole romantic experience. Don't worry, I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But enough gentle ribbing, it's time to get back to business. All the appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including Trickster. Wraith is here too. We're not going to do the gag where we cram them all on screen at the same time again, so just believe me, they're all here, and they're just as sexy and determined as you remember them. With your love on the line, everyone's being very careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I'm surprised as you are that these four are falling for you. No, not because of your personality, but because you just met them yesterday. Ever since Trapper seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding onto your heart, he throws caution to the wind and speaks up. It's a pretty small consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murder's Island, but hey, letting them have this one moment in the spotlight is the least we can do. And heaven knows they won't do any better than that. I'm dying soul, I'm eating what I want, and you're all eating too. Lamb shank, rare, salt, pepper, no sauces allowed, and served with one single piece of broccoli so Wraith won't complain. I like broccoli. Gives me horrible gas. Oh, I don't like that. But wait till you smell what rare lamb does to my bowels. It's awesome. Dinner will be served shortly, but certain power brokers would like to know about your day. Would you like to share your day with the rest of the group? You've had an interesting day, that's for sure, but how will you describe it to the others? Say too much or too little, it could affect your standing with the group. Okay, but don't just sit there saying nothing. Nothing's not an option. So you had a great time. It's fun, we had a great time, and we played constellation trivia. The whole thing left me starry-eyed. Everyone rolls their eyes. Talk about sexy? No, really, you're going to tell us a story. Talk about something sexy and stuff, whatever that was. Ray smiles, you're strangely good at getting him to do that. Will and Claudette bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now, and they are all very tired. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's a dreary supernatural hearth thrower set in Antarctica. Not a charming parody dating sim set in an undisclosed tropical paradise. Bony appetite. Don't you mean bone? No, almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it, even the vegetables. Impossible to avoid on this island. Everyone eats without speaking. Tensions are rising, both of the sexual and deadly variety. Everyone finishes. Dwight and Claudette come back to clean up the table. They linger around you as they pick up your plate, take your napkin, and dust crumbs off the table. You like to say to the servants. Thank them. Time of service is much appreciated. In fact, here. For us, just for doing our jobs? Thank you kindly. Everyone, if you'd please be so kind as to follow us to the fire pit, we'd greatly appreciate it. We've been told something big is going to happen, something that will change everything. Go willingly or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Tough cookies. You have a choice on how you said that, dweeb? Yes, I immediately regret how I did. Good. Something needs to change around here. Fire's rebirth. Fire illuminates us all. The fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. I am also horribly afraid of it. The fire, I mean, not my eyes, because of childhood trauma involving fire. And finally, everyone starts moving toward the fire pit, if only to get away from Race complaining. Take a seat on a comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for other killers to take their places, wondering who will want to tell you a story this time. Will narrator tell a story? I bet they've got a stunningly creative mind. Hey, you think? Are they allowed to simply place thoughts in my mind like this? Doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing. Nothing happens. Something almost always seems to be happening here, so nothing is probably not a great sign. Oh cool, now everyone's looking at you. So you know, do something. Should I pick someone to tell a story, or we could play charades, boggle? Sorry, I had to. Well, we were thinking... Well, you tell us a story. Wraith points the spine and skull staff thingamajig at you. You duck out of its way. Who knows what that thing can do? Probably shoot lasers. Try not to bore us. We're just very interested in you. Don't speak for me, Huntress. You can't tell if you're warm for the fire or if it's your nerves heating up. Probably the second one. I know the fire is right here, but maybe if we stop talking about it all the time, we can start to pretend it's not here and doesn't, you know, threaten to burn us alive? He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Wraith. Ryu's about to make an important decision about telling a story or not. Fine. Sure, I'm going to tell a story. Hope it's a mystery. Not Rose Trickster was there. Okay, so what type of story do you want to tell? Romance. Tell a romantic story. About two lovers take poison together and die foaming at the mouth. Boring. About two strong hunters who meet when they both try to bludgeon the same wily Wolverine. Okay, that one's actually interesting. Not quite about my parents. They met at a party in college. He was hosting. She'd been dragged there by some friends. Could have been more different, and yet, as the night went on, they were drawn to each other. She made fun of his taste in music, and he took an interest in her major, women's studies. They were married within 2 months. But it's new to know if you can trust someone, don't you think? So sweet. Exactly, I learned a lot about love from them. If you know, you know. Some people don't need years to get acquainted with their partner. Love would spark from mere look across the campfire. You got their attention. Each killer is fiercely attempting to catch your eye from across the fire pit. except for Trickster, who has wandered over to the bar and is loudly playing his own music on headphones to drown you out. Okay, that's not a very good story. I don't mean to insult you, but it was actually quite bad. Sorry, but this narrator keeps it real. We can't just end there. Who else would like to hear a story from tonight? Would you like to hear a story from tonight? From Killer trying to decide who would be the most entertaining. Just because I'm terrified of what he'll do if I don't do something with him. Trapper. Trapper surprised everyone by immediately stepping up and ironically taking an orator's posture. It was a young man who loved his young wife and the child they had. Gave the leopards a happy life. But one day, the couple went out for a swim. The mother didn't return. The boy only had him. Some said the currents took her away, yet others said different. Only the husband's way. The young man was fearless, cunning, and smart. He had many goals, both grand and bold. Easier, they'd say, done with a fresh start. A wife with her own dreams wouldn't help him at all. Maybe for him, hers drowned in the streams. Neighbors only whispered, though, of a crime so great, for no one ever accused him, lest they meet the same fate. That was different? How do you react to this performance? Applaud? Hurrah! You stand, clap loudly. Trickster takes an enormous air horn and blasts it. Quiet! Trapper's disgusted by your display of joy. Pleasure is meant to be received internally, not enjoyed. Most exhausted trying to keep up with what makes these killers happy? Yes. Now, story time. A lot of people like to take pot shots at sequels, but I think every good story deserves a follow-up. When we think it's the end, the sequel is almost never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm much more a fan of the episodic style of storytelling. Makes the series takes a lot of pressure off of any individual installment and builds a greater sense of community between audience and creator. Tell me, Ryu, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that. We don't actually care. We're just here to make sure that we seamlessly move on to the next segment of the evening. God forgive my small talk in the way of a romantic Twilight moment. Dwight, I'm going to need to shut your trap. Yap trap. You know that we need to get back to that thing we do whenever we're not on screen? Okay. Do you have fun tonight and try not to wink, end up dead? Why did you say the words wink out loud? And what kind of double entendre are you getting at with the end up dead thing? It's not even a double entendre. But it's physically incapable of winking, not since the accident, and you do know that all these people are despicable criminals with double-digit kill counts, right? Well, except for Spirit, she really doesn't belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. Here's somebody trash-talking Spirit? Deal me in. What do you say we take this talk to the hot tub so I can soak this bod while I roast that ghost with some killer hot takes? Please, enough talk of burns, things that are lit or getting blazed. It's enough that these activities have to be set next to a literal fire. Must I be surrounded by the figurative flames as well? Well, if we turned and ran as far away from this place as we could, just you and me. Those spindly legs, you'd probably tired before you got too far. If you're running away to someplace more secluded Ryu's after, they should obviously join me. Have you seen these legs? Pure power. Not that my walk speed really reflects my giant stature, but that's because I choose to move slowly for stealthy reasons. It's my own choice and it's completely logical. Why is everybody so obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over all that. Do you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other so that corporations can swoop in and sell you fake solutions to all your fabricated problems. Sitting in the shade and drinking something locally sourced while thumbing through a public domain novella printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. It's like she's actively trying to be as unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone else on, or just me? Despite Trapper's insatiable appetite, it seems his attention, along with the attention of everyone else, is still on you, for the moment. If you could, I don't know, just pick one of us. Maybe we could all move on with our lives, or, you know, some special projects we might have going. Heard him? Who will it be? Who will you head off with for an evening's activity? Say, you may not get a chance to stay around like this before your time on Murder's Island comes to a close. And no, I'm not satisfied with that name either, but with this streaming reality TV dating show boom happening, it's pretty much all that wasn't taking. Which killer will you pick? And yes, we're back to excluding Trickster because, that guy. Spirit's literally the only person I have not hung out with at all. Spirit? Oh, you picked me, yay. Sorry, that was rude of me. I despise phoniness, so I should be honest with you. They're very interesting company, and I love the idea of winning over these other killers at all costs. even when I hit the game and the prize, but I had a long day. Floating, subverting expectations, grinding my teeth as I imagine sweet, sweet revenge, it takes a lot out of me. So don't stop bringing your A game, alright? Might seem like I hate everything, and getting to really know who I am is an impossible task, not worth trying, but too bad. You won't know unless you search deep inside yourself and bring everything you got. Just say the exact right thing at the right time and melt my cold heart in an instant. I don't know the rules here any better than you do. See you at the bar, I guess. Arrive at the bar to find Dwight and Claudette both holding cocktail shakers surrounded by a bevy of bottles for assorted boozes. Who's ready? To get wasted. Well, I don't drink, so not me. You really don't drink ever? Is that like, because we'll just fall out of a hole in your stomach thing, or... Drink alcohol because alcohol is poison of the body and the mind. I don't need to act like a fool to have a good time thing. Then why do you choose a mixology lesson as your romantic nighttime activity? Everyone knows this kind of date is just an excuse to get loaded up on booze and make terrible decisions. It's true, not a single person has ever learned anything at one of these things. Do I know that's not true? You learned how to tie a cherry knot stem using on your tongue. Whoa, whoa. Who ordered the soda with a splash of my private business? Because that's off menu. Well, I know I'm drinking to forget tonight. Mixology is a real thing, and it doesn't require alcohol to be interesting. I'll have you all know that I worked at a restaurant before I was violently executed by your father, on whom you will have your bloody vengeance. Right. Well, so be it. How about you, Ryu? Do you drink? And we'll stay sober. I have the impression that tonight will be a night I want to remember perfectly, so I'm going to pass on the alcohol drinks. Hear, hear. Alcohol is a false escape. Besides, it's not like sober people can't have fun. Watch a spirit picks up a plump cherry and roughly stabs a little plastic sword through it. Cherry juice splatters everywhere, and its little fruity guts flop out on the spirit's lap. Oopsie. The upside's wearing black, it hardly shows stains. No take backsies. So, lovebirds, what drinks shall we make? I mean, Bloody Mary sounds good. Bloody Mary sounds like it might as well be the official drink of Murder's Island. How about that? Turn around to see Claudette holding a mirror up to your face. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Candles flare and the warm wind begins to swirl around you. The sky goes black. A dark shadow appears behind you. Before you know what's happening, you're in a trance and you've joined in the chant. Of course. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Put a hand on your shoulder. The darkness begins to wrap around you. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Well, a crash interrupts the chant. When you blink your eyes, you see the spirit has unsheathed her spectral katana and sliced the mirror in two. Shards stick out of the sand at your feet. Excuse me, what kind of asshole goes and summons a new ghost when they've got a perfectly good one with them on a day already? I'm sorry, I don't know what came over me. Typical, they all say that, don't they? I'm in, sister. Let's have a Sprite. It's the dark form of Bloody Mary herself fly off into the sky, joining an approaching storm cloud that's making its way from over the ocean. Before you can pivot to a different drink suggestion, lightning strikes a palm tree on the beach, and it immediately starts a fire. The activity ends abruptly as Claudette and Dwight usher the two of you away from the bar. Getting us all together again on the volleyball court. It seems like only yesterday you were sitting on the sidelines watching everyone get sweaty. That's because it was? Boy, feels like I've been here a lot longer than that, actually. So like the sun's already beginning to rise, better get this over with quickly so that I mean you, can get some beauty rest. I do not recommend the eternal damnation of perpetual narrative. Good thing you've really used your time well since then. Looking to know the gang, the brain, the mogul, the basket case, the psychotic bunny girl, you know the 4 types of people. Anyway, everyone is gathered on the volleyball court for a new type of game. Pitch your dream date and see who Ryu chooses. Who's ready for a round robin? How round are we talking? No, not to eat, Huntress. Each killer gets 2 I'm sorry, that got me. Each killer gets 2 minutes to tell you all about the dream date they have planned for tomorrow. No particular order, which is a weird thing to mention, right? Almost like the order does matter. Trapper, why don't you go first? You think you deserve it? Even if in this case it's a subtle dig. Stop talking. Trapper, without further ado, would you like to make us all uncomfortable by pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable not only in polite society, but with the narrative of this in-world event and also the larger meta-narrative of a Dead-by-Daylight dating experience? Sometimes you just gotta say it. Oh yes, thank you, I'd love to. So Ryu, you're thinking of picking me? Well, this is your final warning. Pick me and be punished and rewarded. Murder will suck, probably. I'm not an easy guy to get along with, I know that. I can tell you this much, on my secret on the island that'll make fans shit themselves with excitement. If you like Trapper, you're gonna love it. And if not, you're a maggot. Also, everyone, even confident sexy ladies in rabbit masks, better stay the hell away from my yacht. Hit a spirit? Figuratively, damn it, Dwight, you gotta watch your words with these people. Tomorrow you'll spin the face of God, die, and be reborn anew. That's it? You're not intrigued by that? I don't want you. Go draw crayon art with crap or dig up whatever mysteries with Wraith. I don't know what those guys do all day. Do you want to at least specify which guy you'll be spinning the face of? All of them. Okay then, so how's your tonight if you intend to hang with Spirit? Great. Huntress, why don't you take it from here? Tomorrow morning I'm putting on a nice atmospheric breakfast on the yacht. Don't worry, Trapper, won't even know it's gone. What was that? Nothing, go away. Then boy oh boy, I've got such an adventure planned. It involves hunting for treasure. What kinds of treasure are we looking for? So to pick me to find out? Let me tell you, it's primo stuff. If you don't mind, I've got to start preparing because it's clear already that you're going to pick me. Confident, mysterious, I like it. Sorry, anyway, Wraith? I don't know. I really prefer to just tell you privately. I don't really know what that's going to work with these game mechanics. What if I just whispered? What if you just whispered it to Ryu? Wraith considers this for a long moment. Too long. That's fine. Without moving, Wraith lowers his voice to a barely audible whisper. Remember, we have to find my bell. Then I can finally tell you about what I've been working on. It's going to be really special. The kind of thing where we will really bond. And maybe finally get off this island. Maybe then we can go on a real date. You done? Is that it? Wraith nods proud. And time's up, everyone. Gosh, you will need to dream about these options so you're ready to choose in the morning. Now go dream about all these swoon-worthy options that you're ready to make a choice come dawn. Have a swell night. Did you two forget to mention something? Oh gosh, how could I forget? Before you run off to slumber peacefully, there's one more thing to do. No reality survival dating competition parody would be complete without singling out one of our contestants who is already teetering on the edge of a psychological break. That would be... Ooh, actually... Give him a little push. Trapper is going to be... Hold up. This has been a survival dating competition parody this entire time. I'm just now finding out about it? Well, the signs were there. You just didn't read them. Welcome to Murder's Island. It's now time to eliminate one of the killers. Oof, like a butchering, but it hurts even worse. Can't kill a killer, but can you break their heart? Do you dare to even try? You mean... That's right. Tomorrow one of these sexy slicers will not be eligible to take you on a date. Who's it going to be? But why? Because it's dramatic? Because it's surprising? Because it's a classic reversal of fate? And it will hurt someone's feelings? Someone dangerous? It's going to be, champ. What's your thought process here? Trevor seems like he might throw you in your sleep if you eliminate him. That being said, at least you see him coming. Spirit could be anywhere. She floats, and I hear she can disappear. Hard to track. If you get rid of Wraith, he might cry, and although I totally support normalizing men crying and being vulnerable, it just seems like he might be an ugly crier. Huntress, she might pretend to be okay with it, but then you'll start seeing her behind every tree. What I'm trying to say is, I don't envy you, boss, so which sociopath are you eliminating? We're going on a date with Wraith. I've already decided on that. Honestly, Huntress is probably the safest one to get rid of, if I'm right on the order thing. Figure if anyone, mostly because you all scare me so much, but also because it just doesn't seem fair, but life's not fair, is it? Her strong arms that could probably hurl me back to the mainland, a face no one has ever seen, a tragic backstory she loves to bring up whenever there's a break in the conversation. Here's I'm describing you, this hurts, but I have to eliminate you. Phew, honestly this is a bit of a relief for me. I don't have to constantly try to impress you, it's been exhausting. Tonight, this fancy attire is coming off and the sweatpants are going on. Tomorrow I think I'll stand in the ocean and catch salmon with my bare hands. Yeah, I said bare hands. No, I didn't even question it. Now you've broken... I know this is why I didn't question it in the slightest. Now you've broken the heart of someone heartless, you should go get some shut-eye. Don't worry too much about the broken heart you've left behind. Because of course, they'll be receiving a consolation prize. They might not get to go home with Ryu when this is all over, but they'll never sleep alone again. That's right, we're sending our eliminated player home with... God damn it. Throw mostly new Trickster body pillow. The next best thing's the real Trickster. It might not hug you back, but definitely won't try and stab you. How do we know? Because I've tried it. That's right, it's Dwight tested. Claudette approved. Hope you sleep well tonight, Ryu. You're my hero for what you've accomplished. How you sleep tonight knowing what you've done? No, not because of guilt. I mean knowing that there's a legit homicidal maniac who hates you so close by. How can you sleep tonight? Know what you'll do tomorrow. Know how you'll do it, but you better go before Dwight and Claudette come back and put you to sleep themselves. You know those two? Schedule, schedule, schedule. Oh, a crazy way to end the day. An elimination? I didn't even know it was that kind of game. Let's check in with everyone, especially with our loser. Everyone deserves a send-off. His eyes filled with anguish, the bunny ears on her mask have drooped. It says, I feared I am a wild animal and a lovable beast of the forest. I shall diminish and go into the east and remain the huntress. I thought Spirit was the emo one. I don't really know what's happening here. I honestly haven't been paying attention. Oh, Ryu? Sorry, I forgot. I'm focusing on other things, more important things. One or another, I won't be here for much longer. I always say things are going. It's a matter of perspective. If Ryu's goal is to impress me, things are going poorly. If Ryu's goal is to get themselves killed, but they're doing an amazing job. You think there was a chance I might get eliminated? Yeah, I did. Did I ever get eliminated? Not even a little. This volume of words I spend talking about how much I don't care about things signify a deeper yearning within me to be seen, heard, and validated by those around me? Nah. What? No, you're not part of this. You don't get confessional. It's cool, man. I'm not part of anything. You feel me? I'm not clogging anyone's machine. I'm my own machine. This whole thing is pretty cute, though. Charmingly low budget. Old school marketing vibes. Not gonna lie. Kinda wish I wasn't so busy right now. I'd definitely be down with the reality show style of dating competition with survival elements. Got my new album, upcoming tour, finalizing a new sneaker line, producing a limited series on my life, starting a new social media NFT crypto app. Of course you would be one of those guys. And doing these private gigs over on IP Island. My dudes, you gotta check out IP Island. It's dope. It's where the real killers are hanging out. Fully licensed, no Google drama. Lawyers take a hike. I'll tell everyone the Tricksters said that about them. Don't worry. I'm talking your favorite established characters from all over pop culture that can't be seen on this island. Hell, you probably can't even mention them, like Ghostface. Don't you say it. Look, we get it. You're very popular and in demand, but we have a game to get back to, and I don't want to get sued. Ghostface. Come on. Whatever, I don't even care. I'm the Trickster. See you around, Ryu. You too, narrator. I have a name, you know. You do? Yeah, seriously, they did not pay me enough to deal with you people. Is it my turn? What? No, it's not your turn. You're essentially water. How are you even sitting in that chair? What's a chair? The thing you're getting all wet. Now it's gonna smell like mildew. Okay, rude. Fine, let's just get this all over with. It's your turn, Ocean. Do your check-in. Check-in? I was just looking for the bathroom. I have questions. Bathroom, are you serious? It's down the hall to the left. It's okay, never mind. Never mind, what does that mean? No, not you two. This wasn't meant to be a confessional time for every character in this game. It's okay, I don't have to confess anything. We've just been working our asses off for 2 days straight and want to sit down somewhere. This chair's wet. I think the ocean just peed on it. How's that possible? You know what? I don't care. You're looking pretty pleased with yourselves. I've got something to confess. Oh great, what's it gonna be? You ate glue in the second grade, you cheated on an algebra test once? Why did I just get eliminated? It's the first time this unending spiral staircase of pain as my life I felt even a modicum of joy. Every minute that I'm alive is a nightmare. This place, the sun, these sweet sugary drinks, it sounds fun for a long weekend, but for an eternity? The unrelenting rhythm of crashing waves and wailing seagulls, it's like a crescendoing song of evil that makes me question the very foundation of the universe. Why am I here? Why aren't any of us here? What kind of sentient being would do this? Please erase me from this existence. Make it so I was never born. Pull the plug on this experiment and let my soul be free. And please, please get me out of this polo shirt. Okay, let's get you to bed, buddy. I don't want to go to bed. Going to bed means eventually I'll have to wake up. Yikes, huh? That was a weird way to end. Oh well, what are you going to do? If you let the camera roll long enough, someone's bound to say something crazy. Anyway, seems like tomorrow... Seems like everyone's had their shot to annoy me tonight, so let's hit ahead and get some rest. Tomorrow's going to be a doozy. Soft sunlight warms your skin, nudging awake. Also, you're using killer crabs as a pillow, which it's sort of okay with. What's that? You don't know about the killer crabs? Oh, right. You didn't go in that hunter state. Really missed out. It was thrilling, or I guess it would have been. You'll have to play the game again to get that reference, I suppose. You pull on your beach attire and splash water on your face. When Claudette approaches, that look on their face excitement, terror. You notice your stomach flares with butterflies. Someone's in love. Or you've been infected with zombie butterflies in your sleep. It has happened here before, but it's probably the love thing. It's time. Claudette gestures over to the beach where the killers all stand flanked by tiki torches. It's a scene very reminiscent of a TV show you used to hate watch with your ex. Suddenly, the message is clear. You're going to declare your affections for a killer in front of several other killers. Hey, isn't Trickster supposed to be here? We have good money to make some half-assed cameos in this show. I'm going to chew this agent out. Before they walk over for your big moment. Do you think we haven't noticed how kind you've been to us, Ryu? Can't be easy being thrown onto a mysterious island for seemingly no real reason. Surrounded by terrifying killers trying to manage your most primal impulses. Murder and making out. If you have a cool head and treat us, you're a friendly island host with dignity and respect, so don't tell them we told you this, but... Claudette and Dwight look around conspiratorially. Just a little hint for you going forward. Don't try to go all the way with a killer who isn't into you. Relationships are two-way streets, and if you don't have a green light in the other direction, you might end up in the friend zone. Not a thing. The friend zone doesn't sound so bad. Who do you think you are exactly? WWE doesn't do friends. There are killers and there are survivors, and I'm afraid we can't say more. Okay, so who's into me? What? Dwight look around conspiratorially again. Well, your race sure were awkwardly hanging out yesterday, huh? How many people can get him to open up, but you somehow managed it? So are you ready? Of course you're not, but too bad, we're on schedule. And breakfast then. Oh no, this is a date thing. Right, okay. You make your way over to the row of hotties. Claudia and Dwight stand off to the side, hands behind their backs. It's been quite the 48 hours, but clear sparks in the air, and I'm not just talking about this rusty chainsaw, though I do recommend staying away from those sparks. Oops, I accidentally skipped that. I have to do a drum roll for this. No, you don't, but who cares? Ryu, who do you choose for your solo date? Could we see the flower thing? But I thought we agreed to keep that between us. No, not that flower thing. The thing where the suitor gets flowers as a symbol of the contestant's love and affection. Oh, right. Right, I suppose, but no roses. It's such a cliche at this point. Oh, that's good, because I tried to pick a rose, but I got an ouchie, so I settled for these. Beautiful. Done good, Dwight. This is a lovely bouquet. I hope Dwight saves some of these for Claudette. They're a thing, right? You get that vibe too? Just me? Sorry. You've got other things to think about right now. They're definitely not a thing. Ryu, who do you select to receive these flowers and spend the day with you today? Look, again, I already decided. Turn to Wraith and let out a sigh. Wow, you becoming more like him? Wraith, since I got this island, I have been drawn to your quiet nature, your unassuming good looks, the nervous energy you bring to every situation, no matter how normal and mundane. I love the way your brain works, I love the way your body moves, and I love how we are together. Wraith looks like he just watched the Earth explode from an orbiting space shuttle. His mouth hangs open a little, his eyebrows twitch. No one can tell if he's too excited to process or partially dead. Got anything to say, Wraith? Sounds about right. As you board the yacht, Wraith is unsurprisingly quiet, but the awkward vibes are down by about 60%. Good job, I guess. It was nice of Trapper to volunteer his yacht for the start of this day-long date, but a bit dismissive to say that you two were so bored at the yacht itself wouldn't even notice you were there. What do you know about fun anyway? It was an old-timey one-piece bathing suit like the strongman from some bygone carnival. When you think of it, that actually is a little fun. Wraith just has a regular old button-up shirt and shorts on. No, now's not the time to think about Trapper, and the way his vintage singlet hugs his curves just right, that's what he wants. Classic Trapper trap. You're here with Wraith, remember? You chose for some very good reasons you must have, I'm sure. Guess all those thoughts out of your mind and stand at the edge of the deck, looking out at the ocean, wondering what's out there, where you even are. Gentle rocking of waves feels comforting as you turn to face your paramour. Wraith can barely look at you. Is it nerves or something else? Can't believe after spending so much time with me, you'd still want to do it more. I'm only going to disappoint you. I can't stand anyone else here. Except maybe Spirit. It's funny you say that. At one point, we almost did. I think she's still mad at me. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so dumb. Why am I talking about another relationship while I'm with you? Yeah, that's a real Trapper move. You both laugh. Wraith looks at you, dare I say, lovingly. We spent a lot of time together. You know me pretty well. You know how easily I get flustered, how introverted in my head I am. No, I'm awkward around other people, triggered by the sight. We're talking money, we're about intimacy. You're incredible and kind and patient. You put up with my quirks, and after spending so much time with you, I feel like I've changed. Something about you puts me at ease. I feel different. That's good. I had to change in order to spend this day with you the way I want. Because almost there, you can't say it. That's okay though, you smile at him warmly. See, there it is. You always know how to comfort me. I haven't had that in a long time. I've been close to has abandoned me, usually against her will, but it still hurts, so why bother trying to connect with anyone? I'm just going to be brutally murdered while I watch or overhear or sleep through it. Put your hand on his shoulder. I want someone to love, a family to care for, not touched by evil, or greed, or power. Small house in the middle of nowhere, never bothered by anyone. First person in forever I felt like I could see a future with. Wraith holds up Azeroth's skull. When I came to America, seeing a fresh start from the trauma and violence of my youth, I was tricked into the employ of a truly evil man. Unspeakable things, I didn't know what was happening, but I did them. I worried that death and violence were just part of who I was. When I found out this man's true nature, I snapped. I pulled out his skull and spine. I've worn them like some kind of half-weapon, half-trophy ever since. Too long have I been attached to Azeroth's skull. I've let it define me, no more. Wraith tosses the skull into the water. As he watches it sink, he knows a gold coin on the ground dislodged from it. You know what Wraith is with gold coins. What do? Oh boy. Leave the coin alone. Alright, sure, I mean, he's not even looking, but okay. Waste an opportunity to pick up a perfectly valuable object that might come in handy very soon. He returns to you smiling. He seems like a new man. Let's go back to the dump. What romantic sense to start this day with? As we walk into the cosmic dump, Wraith oozes nervous excitement. Oh gosh, I have something incredible planned for tonight. He even tries to wink. It's kind of grotesque, but hey, this sad boy is finally opening up. Pulls out some lotions and oils, sensual. You ready? That's odd. What's wrong? No, it's just, you're holding Azeroth's skull again. You just made a whole big thing about how you feel like you've changed, you're not defined by it, and you threw it away. Yeah, I did. Azeroth was terrible. I'm no longer using his skull as my security blanket. This is Brother Paul. Also a really bad guy I took care of. I have 20 of these things, all real bad guys. Oh, I guess you can't really change some people. Anyways, back to our excitement. It's like night to end all nights. I'll stay here and prepare. If you want to go find my bell. Takes a step closer and whispers. Then when we come back, we can ring it. Wow, what does that even mean? I don't know, but it seems very exciting. Look what you've done to this anxious shy boy. He's losing his inhibitions. And maybe soon he'll be losing his clothes. Get there though, you'll have to find the bell. It's gotta be somewhere on this island, right? Where do you start looking? Well, it wouldn't be in any of those places. It would be somewhere around here, right? And none of the above. Take another look at Wraith's hot. Right, I think I found what I'm looking for right here. I told the writers not to give you the ability to choose what to do, because then you choose dumb things like this, and I have to give you a game over. Try again. Please just load it back up there. Okay, good. Oh, I can do that. Okay. That's good to know. Leave the coin alone. Alright. Black Lighthouse is the most likely place, I suspect. So I can check out that creep Black Lighthouse on the edge of the island. Lighthouses usually only have one big room at the top. Should be easy enough to search. Turn to leave and catch Wraith winking at you again as you exit. You know what? Maybe that wasn't a wink at all. Some of the mud he uses to cover up his face is probably dripping while he sweats anxiously. Arrive at the Black Lighthouse, optimistic and full of purpose. You don't see a bell anywhere. Spirit, hello? Nothing. She's nowhere to be found. Let's be honest, her heart was never really in this process, was it? Start poking around when her spirit took the bell and hid somewhere around here. Oh, hey, hot stuff. Turns to see Trickster, casually posed, light reflecting off his perfect skin, all of his too many abs glistening perfectly. Doing some snooping? I'm looking for Spirit. Me too, actually. We're going to do face masks, and I told her I'd show her around my stage over on IP Island. It's tight. All the killers we couldn't clear to be in this game are hanging out over there, just out of view of you and any interested party's lawyers. Maybe blast, doing shots, being content. Oh my dude, you've got to be my good friend. Nope, stop right there. Not getting sued over a dating sim. Feel that? Hey, have you seen Wraith's Bell anywhere? I go, lie to you, friend. I have no idea who you're talking about. But, you want to maybe hop over to the other island and check out my stage? No. Absolutely not. I'm on a mission. Trickster shrugs. Guess we're all on our own journey till we meet again. As Trickster vanishes, you ponder your next move, and I'm left wondering, who just say no to checking out the sexy pop star special hideaway? So where to next? Let's face it, if anyone took it, it's probably Trapper. The Trapper's Cave, at least I know they'll out for, well, traps. With that in mind, I'm sure I can get in and out safely and find the bell. Trapper's Cave. Wow, this game sure is much bigger than you thought, huh? I need to replay it a couple times to really be able to grasp how much work has been put into it. Look, we all know I'm replaying this game. Enter Trapper's Cave tentatively. He is called Trapper. It stands to reason there may be some traps. Illuminated in deep blue, the cave is home to a pool of water that shimmers and shines. You find yourself hoping Wraith's Bell isn't in there. You hear a voice from behind a pile of rocks, like a feeble old man calling for help. I'll look around the cave. That voice is a trap. With the voice, look around the cave because you have a job to do. Hey, maybe play this again to find out who the voice belongs to. Just saying, could be fun. Oh, what's this? You found a gold coin. Probably won't regret it, but leave it. You know what? Rather than hear somebody tell me that this is Trapper's Cave after all, I'm just going to not touch anything. Step back from all the things shiny and enticing instead of just leaving and figuring out this whole bell situation some other way. Oh well, if it isn't Ryu. You decided against spending time with me, and here you are in my cave. Yeah, but be drawn to me, can you? What is it, my animal magnetism? My musk? My hopeless devotion to Leg Day? I don't think Wraith has ever set foot in Leg Day. No time to figure out what the hell that even means. You think fast. You're right, Trapper. It's the Leg Day thing. I love your Leg Days, and also the musk. Love a good musk. Knew it. Listen, I know I made the wrong choice going with Wraith. How could I have been so stupid? You should probably cleave me too. Hack me to pieces. I deserve worth. If you'll let me, I want to go back to Wraith and tell him I made a mistake. I'm leaving him for you. Trapper stares at you unnervingly, a twinkle in his eye. Should probably cleave me too. You're right. He's a truly self-assured person to admit there are mistakes, and you're clearly aware that you're stupid, so you know we're making good progress. Are you pulling this off? Go on one condition. When you break the news that you're leaving for me, tell him he has skinny chicken legs. Yes, if you want, I can tell him that. Trapper lets out a hearty laugh. Oh yeah, I won. You scramble out of Trapper's Cave as you hear his deep laughter echo behind you. Oh, the bell isn't here, because if it was, you're never going to get it. So where do you next? Well, we can only go to the cabin. Good feeling about hundreds of cabin. I love a cabin in the woods. God damn it. Great things are always happening at those. People are walking into them and back out of them unscathed all the time. Hunter's Cabin, it's as if this is your chance to visit and admire some of the locations you may not have visited already because of the choice you specifically made. What a great opportunity. You enter Hunter's Cabin and relax. It's disarmingly cozy with a warm, quirky vibe. You feel like you could live here if a cookie killer didn't already. Spot something shiny. Is it the bell? Watch out for it, but you're tackled from behind. It's Hunter. She holds an axe to your throat. I found you, now I get to kill you. Say you're pranking Wraith. I'm running a very complicated long con on Wraith. I'm trying to find this bell so you can do something I don't know, but I'll probably use it to play a joke on him instead. There's his eyes sparkle. This sounds like a fun game. Want to play another one? Sure. Great, I've got the perfect game in mind. Hide and seek, but you can't find me. Or not, here I come. And we already know how this works. That close enough? Not bad. Ooh, close. Oh god. Well, that's a miss. You're silly. If this was real Heinz, he could be dead by now. This doesn't change anything. What do you mean? Still might be broken my house. It's too bad, because maybe I do know something about the bell. Maybe I'll tell you later. We'll see. Just goes into another room and you realize we're not going to get anything else here. Except possibly killed. Got bad news for you. I've already searched spots that Spear and Trapper hang out. Even checked out Trickster stage. Would have been nice if an actual concert was going on, but maybe in the sequel. I never checked the stage. They've also searched Hunter's cabin too, and managed to not get yourself skinned. However, just having your skin, as remarkably sun-kissed as it is, isn't as good as having your skin and Wraith's spell. Looks like you're just going to have to admit defeat on this one and head back to Wraith empty-handed. Tried hard, you really did. If you were a game, I'd give you a good review. That being said, Wraith is, well, I don't want to say unkind, because he has been really nice all the time, but there is that whole spine-ripping thing. Enter the ruins of the Cosmic Dump, prepared to deliver Wraith bad news. I know he seems sweet and shy, like he's not a killer, but he totally is. Is there a chance he could kill you? Place is empty. Phew. Wraith must be off somewhere, still preparing. Ugh, what are you going to do? You still don't have the bell. Oh no, I'm trying to figure it out. Who are you talking to? It just pops up behind one of the giant obelisks, smiling behind her mask. Follow you back here was fun, like a cat stalking prey. Oh yeah, that sounds fun. I realized I was thinking. I want to tell you about the bell. Oh my god, Hunters, thank you. It's going to cost you. Fish around your pockets for anything of value, but it's completely empty. I'm sorry I don't have anything to give you. Oh, there are other ways you can pay. Don't worry, silly, nothing crazy. I'd never do anything crazy. What do you sing my favorite song? I know it's in Russian. Nope, it's the ABCs. There's no way that's true. Okay, that's all I have to do? Yeah. Damn, Hunter looks jazzed as hell. She's truly unhinged. Clear your throat. Here goes. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's actually going to make me do this. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. Wow, this is annoying, huh? Should have managed your money better. It's never too late to get serious about it, you know. I have a cousin who's really good with this stuff. I can put you in touch. So I know what you're thinking, and you're right. This isn't the time for this. STUVWXYZ. There's a pulse like a lunatic. Though so good. Again. No. Fine. Okay, so Wraith's bell. Last night Spear was asleep, so she was wandering around or floating around. I don't really know what she does technically. Apparently she wandered in here, she saw Wraith asleep, and thought it would be funny to steal his bell. If they had a fling or something, and she's still mad about it, or not, who knows, she's definitely mad about something. I was up going pee-pee when she walked by my cabin, and the bell caught my eye, so I ran outside. You know, it's rusty and old, that bell's still kind of shiny, so I offered to pay her for it. She said she had the perfect spot for it picked out at the top of her lighthouse. Great, I need to go back to the lighthouse to deal with Spirit. Return to the lighthouse and head up right upstairs. No more messing around. Also, I apologize if there's like any loud noise. I have accidentally hit my mic multiple times. This time Spirit is waiting for you. On the streets, you're looking for me? Do you have to distract me? Spirit rolls her eyes. You're really piecing together, huh, Sherlock? Alright, whatever. I messed with Wraith a little. I'm so sorry. It's not like she's actually sorry. So when we spell, how about we play a little game? I call it, don't look into the light or die. You can only open your eyes when I'm blocking the light if you look directly at it. I'll die. Precisely, you're much smarter than you look, no offense. Stop on Spirit and don't look straight into the light. If you look directly at it, your brain probably won't survive the stress. I'm going to assume this is yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so okay. Now's where it's going to be a pain. Oh, but just barely. This isn't completely fatal, I guess. I have your brain and a portion of your soul is damaged. The rest seems to be mostly okay, as far as I can tell. Spirit hands over the bell. Finally. Now please leave me alone. Gladly. With that, you march triumphantly back to Wraith. You suddenly walk in to see Wraith in his sexiest outfit yet. Her eyes do that cartoon thing where they bug out of your skull. Auga! In true Wraith fashion, his reaction is a little more subdued. He just looks at you and sort of smiles. I hope you have something for me that's going to make me as happy as I just made you. Look at this guy, so open and comfortable in his own skin, cloak, painted, burnt flesh thing. Beamy, hold up the bell. Took me all over the island, but I found it. Spirit stole it because it's a long story. You want to tell me what we'll be doing with it? Rick holds his bell and tears up. He kisses it. Weird. Oh, one more thing until we can finish this. What are we finishing? Should I say who? You wink. Always a nice touch. You know I can't tell you that yet. While we wait, Wraith hands you a super sexy outfit. Outfit is maybe too strong of a word. It's barely more than just a tiny bit of cloth connected by various thin elastic bits. Look at it and bite your lip. Should I change? You'd better. Look behind one of the obelisks and take off your clothes, slipping into your new sheer, barely there collection of straps. It is incredibly revealing. Somehow you look more naked with this on than you would if you were actually naked. It's really something. Eyes up here. Sorry, it's impressive. Return to Wraith and model your new outfit. I'm wearing basically nothing. Oh, just you wait. Lights dim. Oh dang, is this what you've been waiting for, you little freak? Relaxed and confident, Wraith is a totally different person than the introverted loner you met when you arrived on the island. Are you ready? I want to give you my heart. I'm ready. Lights go out. It's so chilly. Don't worry, we'll warm up. It's not wrong. Wraith's naked skin feels like fire on yours. The fire he's been so afraid of this whole time. Went into his arms, his lips exploring. I should probably leave you two alone. Feels weird to be documenting this. For giving my heart, I'm going to give you something else. And there it is. Yeah, I'm going to head out. I'll see you in a... Hold up. Even in the dark, I think I know that smell. It's like salad dressing mixed with suntan oil. Dwayne Caudette. Guess they like to watch. Well, that thought, loves birds. Wraith, your special guest here is a little early. Oh, I didn't know human bodies could fit that way together. Sure they can. I'll show you when we're done tonight. Lights pop back on. You and Wraith are still wearing virtually nothing. No time to get dressed. We've got to go immediately. That's right. It's secret hatch reveal time. No, it's not some double entendre. Follow us. When Claudette disappears into an open hatch in the ground, Wraith throws on some clothes and you both follow. It's even colder down here. Well, have fun. Our job pretty much stops at getting you here. Contrary to what you may have heard, we don't like to watch. Not this. See you later. They climb back up the ladder as you turn around. Across from you stands a very old Nigerian woman. Grandma Abi. I was going to say, is that... Philip. They embrace you. You are suddenly very aware of how exposed your skin is and how chill you are. Give me Ryu. This is my grandmother. Abigail, I'm pleased to meet you, Ryu. So you're the one my little Philip has chosen. Interesting. Interesting, what does that mean? Do you need to earn the respect of Grandma Abi now? Can't wait to get to know the person my Philip has decided to give his heart to. Come, help me make drinks. Go with Grandma Abi, I have to prepare the bell. Happy to, Philip. Rick looks sheepish, like he's reverted a little back to his old self. Yeah, I guess I never told you my real name. Philip Ojomo. You bow deeply. Nice to meet you, Philip Ojomo. Wraith laughs, grabs the bell, and leaves. Grandma Abi takes your hand and guides you to the table with potions. Come, let's get some refreshments. I'm an old lady, and it's not so easy for me to mix these exactly. Hands just aren't as steady as they once were. You'll need to help me pour. Doesn't seem like the time for questions, like, what is this, or are we supposed to drink these, possibly poisonous liquids? Just get to it. Fill that cup up. Yeah, that's what I thought. At least I can see now. Oh, that was bad. And that could have been better, but I certainly wouldn't be able to manage it. I suppose we'll have to do. Come, while we wait, I want to make sure you're the one. Stay across from her, and she smiles brightly at you. Philip has been through so much, he still thinks it's a child that no child should have to ever even think about. Fear what that could do to a person. Not Philip, he is thoughtful and strong-willed. He's a good boy. I agree. Although thinking back to what you two were getting up to right before this, maybe you don't agree. Tell me, Ryu, Philip's birthday is coming up. What would you get him as a gift? Statue of a horse. Gold is definitely wrong. No, something being bold, maybe a statue, maybe of a horse. You have no idea why he said that, you immediately regret it, but Grandma Abby's face lights up. Wonderful, that reminded him of the knight, his favorite chess piece. Yes, I know. You liar. Okay, tell me this. If Philip could be a tree, what kind of tree would he be? Cactus, we already know that. True survivor, prickly on the outside, warm on the inside. You can be alone and thrive in any climate, like Wraith. Grandma Abby nods content, then she calls out. Philip, we are ready. Give me a couple more minutes. She comes back to you. But then how about a game to lighten the mood before a big event? Maybe we can do some constellation trivia or play cornhole? Oh, how convenient. You may have played one of these before. Never mind the fact they were in a different location, it makes no sense that you could do them here underground in a completely different area. We're playing money to make some other minigames, okay? This is Dead by Daylight. Just have some goddamn fun for once in your life. Since one of these games may be familiar to you, who knows, you might get an extra relationship status boost if you try the one you haven't before. Well, I know. I'm just an omniscient narrator. Look. I'm playing cornhole. I know cornhole. Cornhole coming right up. Toss that little skull. Ooh, I really timed that bad. Like, I live in PA. I know cornhole. I cannot believe that one counted. Please tell me that counts. Admirable performance. Not perfect, not terrible. Not like the description a grandmother wants to use on the love of her precious grandson's life, but so be it. I'm glad you got a moment to relax. Sorry I yelled at you earlier, it's been a long game. Wraith enters, holding the bell. It looks brand new. Think we're ready? Time to drink up. Grandma Abby hands out the potions or drinks he made. First to Wraith, then herself, then you. She stops and looks at you. She stares you down intensely with a sweet little smile on her face. No matter what you do, you cannot abandon my Philip. Do you understand? He's been abandoned his whole life. I regret leaving that bunker. His parents regret leaving our village. But he is here now, and he has opened up to you, of all people. You cannot betray him. Or I will hunt you from my grave. My spectral form is not always as nice as this one before you right now. Thank you for that advice. Of course, dear. Now, where were you two before I arrived? We're about to play a board game, fully closed, of course. It's okay, she knows. She does? Of course I do. It's a requirement of the ritual. The what? Grandma Abby and Wraith stand up and walk to the wall with hanging chains and locks. Are you ready? Yes, I'm finally ready to leave this place. As Grandma Abby places Wraith in chains, your jaw drops. What is happening? It's what we've been working towards. This is how we consummate our relationship. To call the Black Veil would do this ritual to leave and return to the island. One lover would be sacrificed and the other would do the sacrificing. Here I am, ready to move on to be sacrificed. Oh no, this is crazy. I don't even know what to do. That's what Grandma Abby's ghost was summoned to help. Philip's heart must be removed, lit on fire, and the bell rung. Everything done here has been building to this. No, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I can't do this. Grandma Abby, don't give Ryu the dagger. What's happening? This ritual requires sacrifice on both ends. The person taking my heart out needs to love me in order to lose me. I need to love that person in turn, but I don't know how to say this. You don't love Ryu. Wraith nods. Your heart races as you simultaneously feel you've died. Sorry, it's not you, it's me. Me and your inability to connect with me. We just didn't spend enough time together? Maybe when we did, we just didn't relate the way we should have? I really like you, maybe we can be friends? Try to get past the shock of what's happening and realize he's right. Feels forced, you're not right for each other, but you do really enjoy spending time with him for the most part. You even believe all his nutjob theories about the island that call the Black Veil. After a while, you smile and finally respond. Yeah, we can be friends. Wraith smiles back. Grandma Abby also smiles. Trickster enters and smiles for some reason. Why? Why is he here? Hey everyone, just a bunch of smiling idiots. How wonderful for you all. What's life on the island look like for you now? Maybe you can try to hook up with another killer. Maybe you can develop your friendships with Wraith. Maybe you can help him find someone that he'll really love. Can you be Igor to his Victor Frankenstein? I guess in the movies that might actually be a thing. And what about that cute nurse who just showed up at reception? Oh, you haven't heard? She's unpacking her stuff back at the caboose. The nurse. Okay, got it. You hear her have a thing. I guess I probably should have told you that 20 scenes ago, huh? Oopsie. That's the end for you. Welcome to the Friend Zone. Enjoy your stay. So, my precious killers lived happily ever after, as they should, learning to love themselves first and foremost. I was trapped in a never-ending cycle of torture of my design. Wait, did I just spoil my true identity? You made it this far? You should probably know that. Look, I already guessed you're the entity. You have to play again to find out more. Goodbye, Ryu. See you again, and again, and again. Forever. I'm legitimately trying to figure out where I guess there was the lie issue in the very beginning, but other than that, I feel like... Huh. By the way, I really like this. I will definitely be playing more of this. Probably not on stream, but I'm definitely going to be playing more of this. This is fun. And of course, I am going to let the credits go, because honestly, I feel like a dick if I don't. Also, that was long. I was not expecting it to be that lengthy. It's probably the... I guess, if I had to guess, it's probably the lying and not getting the stars right, or the big ones. So I like how they incorporated the stuff in here. The lore from Dead by Daylight, that is. Yeah, I definitely need to see what other outcomes there are. Maybe actually go to Trickster with Trickster at that one point. The honestly, my reaction to Tricksters were pretty much real. The sighing was, yeah, that was accurate to how I was feeling there. Also wonder if there's more secret stuff besides the Trickster, because, like, obviously there's a way to be with the Trickster. They've made that very clear. So I wonder if there's any more hidden things. Obviously we got a shout to the nurse at the end there. Or there's like any kind of shout out to the doctor as well. But yeah, this was Hooked on You. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great time wherever you may be. Bye, guys.